So our third panelist today is Nabil CKM, a PhD candidate at the Tata Institute of Social Sciences in India, whose research is interested in ecology, environmental justice, religion, and specifically Islam. Nabil's multidisciplinary work focuses on the Islamic environmental engagements in Kerala in South India. It seeks to explore the ways Kerala Muslims perceive environmentalism in the contemporary sense, and how this perception transforms into civic action as in the form of Islamic environmentalism. What are the different subject formations within it, and how this changed over time, as well as the role of religious piety in this. So Nabil, over to you if you are ready to present. I believe you have some slides. We're looking forward to it.
Well, climate change and Muslim minority politics, a discussion in the context of Kerala, South India, the title of my presentation. In 2021, by the second week of October, due to heavy rainfalls, landslides and floods were reported in the southern district of Kerala. However, the place names have changed. The situations were similar to the previous years. Following the disaster, certain Muslim religious organizations volunteered actively in the post-disaster and relief activities. Since then, several posts have appeared on social media with photographs mentioning the involvement of Muslim religious organizations in the rescue and relief activities. Normally, there is nothing to be celebrated in it, but in the dramatically changing political climate in India, where the agency of Muslim public engagements are being denied, questioned, and stereotyped, it seems understandable to write about the involvement of Muslim organizations in the post-disaster activities and share them widely. The rescue operations and relief activities are timely and significant. With due respect to it, this presentation looks at how the Muslim religious organizations in Kerala are engaging with climate change and what is the nature of their engagement. Kerala has been witnessing severe flood for the last 3-4 years following heavy rainfalls, indicating the adverse effects of climate change. Also, there are studies showing how the climate change is going to hit Kerala in the near future. Therefore, how the discussion of climate change is incorporated into the policy programs of Muslim organizations in Kerala is as essential as their post-disaster activities. I do believe it is another dimension of the debate that unlocked in social media and demands much attention since Kerala is on the verge of climate change impacts. Before we move specifically to how Muslim organizations are engaging with climate change, it is better to understand what is Islamic environmentalism in Kerala. Generally, Islamic environmentalism defined as environmentalism that demonstrably draws its ethos and rationales from the canonical source of Islam, such as Quran and Hadith. Based on the available literature at global level, the Islamic environmentalism can be divided into two. Islamic environmentalism in Muslim majority countries like Iran and Indonesia, and those in Muslim diasporas like London, Canada, Washington, etc. Here the case of Kerala is unique as it exhibits characteristics and specificities of both Muslim majority countries and diasporas. That means Kerala Muslim community is a minority community as it is the Muslim diaspora. At the same time, they have a considerable role and representation in the socio-political sphere of Kerala as those of Muslim majority countries. At the same time, contrary to both diasporas and Muslim majority countries, there is no a single Islamic environmental organization is functioning in Kerala. In the absence of Islamic environmental organization, the environment and environmental problems are becoming a matter of concern in the policies and programs and the social, political, and religious interventions of Muslim religious organizations. There exists a strong disagreement among the Muslim organizations regarding what is Islam, how it should be interpreted, and how it should be practiced. But we can see a consensus among them about the fundamental reason of the contemporary environmental crisis. In that sense, in Kerala, Islamic environmental engagements have been formed as a capitalist critique. Understanding capitalism as an economic enslavement was common in Kerala due to the strong presence of left and communist politics. Unlike the mainstream left narratives, the different Muslim organizations intellectually articulated that capitalism is both an economic as well as a cultural enslavement. So, the environmental crisis is a visible manifestation of the cultural hegemony of the capitalist worldview and lifestyle. Beyond the concerns about the fundamental reason of environmental crisis, again, the strong disagreement among the Muslim organization in understanding and practicing Islam makes Islamic environmentalism in different forms and formats, we can generally be categorized into two trends: socio-political activism, where the Muslim organizations actively involved in people's struggles against Coca-Cola, anti-endorsal fund movement, and indigenous struggle for land rights, etc. And second category is the lifestyle-oriented movement, which promote organic and collective farming, less consumptions, reusable, and avoid plastic bags, etc. The fundamental shortcoming of the Islamic environmental engagements in Kerala is its event nature. That means the environmental engagements of Muslim organizations are focused on individual incidents that lack an ongoing behavior and continuity. When we survey the engagements of Muslim organizations in regards to climate change, we can see that most of their engagements are post-disaster rescue operations and relief activities. In that sense, the engagements of Muslim organizations with climate change is reactive than proactive. Muslim organizations volunteered for rescue operation and raised huge amount of money to rehabilitate the affected people as a part of the relief activities. Besides, a couple of Muslim organizations have furnished homes as a part of the rehabilitation project. At the same time, these Muslim organizations have no plan or a program to address and reduce the impact of climate events based on available studies, data, and statistics, which means the Muslim organization lacks a proactive framework. Let me cite another example. Water scarcity has been an environmental crisis in Kerala for many years now. Every year, Muslim organizations take initiative to distribute water in many parts of Kerala. However, none of these Muslim organizations has taken initiatives like rainwater harvesting or groundwater recharging and water restoration projects that would efficient in addressing water scarcity in a long run. So this indicative how the Muslim organizations are active in a post-disaster or a post-crisis scenario while they lack a framework to address a climate event in advance. My contention is that the engagements of Muslim organizations are becoming reactive mainly because of the event nature of Islamic environmentalism in Kerala. Becoming proactive has the dimension of paying attention, particularly to the adaptation framework. The adaptation framework is significant in the context of Kerala, as Kerala has been experiencing the cycle of heavy rainfall, flood, and drought in recent years. Moreover, Kerala is also referred in the latest IPCC report as one of the immediate victims of climate change. So, still the policy and programs of Muslim organizations are more focused and emphasizing the mitigation framework that intended to change societal behavior. At the same time, they are yet to grow and include the dimension of adaptation in their policies and programs. I firmly believe that becoming proactive and having an adaptation framework will be a shift from the event nature of Islamic environmentalism into a process. By process, I refer to a continuous engagement with the environmental issues that help to see things holistically than merely getting involved with individual environmental or climate incidents. To make this shift happen and to become proactive and having an adaptation framework towards climate change, Muslim religious organizations need to make a map that survey the social, political, material, and environmental specificities of Kerala. In addition, it also demands designing policy programs in both mitigation and adaptation framework, continuous engagement, design a proper methodology, taking up evaluations and follow-ups, sensitive towards the power dynamics that intersect in the environment, and finally, of course, self-renewal based on Islamic teachings of ethics and justice. So this map-making effort will simultaneously catalyze both the practice of Islam and environmentalism in the era of climate change. So altogether, it shows that Muslim organization needs to be more focused and systematic in their efforts in addressing climate change. Also, they can draw practical examples from other Islamic environmental movements in different parts of the world and their programs confronting climate change. In the conclusion part, it also seems worth examining the status and nature of climate change discourse and intervention in the public sphere of Kerala in general. The public discussion on climate change and the intervention in Kerala could be divided into before and after 2018. The climate change discourse and intervention has penetrated in the public sphere of Kerala only after the epic flood of 2018. Since then, climate change has been a subject of intense debate in the public sphere, but it has not yet shown a sense of direction and not yet matured. Of course, there are some sporadic exceptions like Chalakudi Pura Samrakshana Samadi, Meenachil Nadi Samrakshana Samadi, etc., taking volunteer efforts to create flood mapping, operating early alerts, monitoring the river, etc. And similarly, some movements like Climate Circle under the leadership of Students for Climate Resilience. Notably, during this period, specifically from the early phase of 2010, Muslim religious organizations' socio-political engagement have become more and more security-oriented, parallel to the crystallization of Hindutva politics in India. It's a known fact that the experiences and socio-political circumstances of a specific time has a profound influence in determining the priorities of each community and community organization. In that sense, taking 2018 as a marker of the public debate on climate change in Kerala, the programs and policies are designed and the energy and capital of these Muslim organizations are spending in addressing the larger Muslim political question. They have preoccupied with the Muslim Lives Matter and they were unable to address the other issues creatively, even if they wished. So the Muslim community in India is in a differently unique condition in which they face two major threats. One is immediately affecting them because of their identity, that is the normalization of Hindutva politics. The second is climate change, a common threat affecting the Muslim community as well as they are part of the larger society. So beyond what I have presented here as the characteristics of Muslim religious organization engagement with climate change, I do believe how the Muslim religious organizations in Kerala and the Islamic environmentalism are going to maneuver through these two major threats is a matter that is still unfolding. Thank you. I welcome comments, suggestions, question, and criticism.